The Justice Department is filing charges against a Chinese dissident living in the U.S. with covertly working for China's intelligence agency. The charging documents accuse a naturalized citizen of the U.S., who's a resident of Queens, New York, of spying on pro-democracy activist groups on behalf of the Chinese government. 67-year-old Yuan Jiangtang protested against the Chinese Communist Party in the 1989 Tiananmen Square demonstrations. He then defected to Taiwan before relocating to the U.S. CBS News Justice Department reporter Robert Laguerre is with us from our Washington bureau. So, Robert, what more are we learning about Tang? What's he accused of? And this case seems so bizarre because he was a dissident who protested publicly against the Chinese Communist Party, and now he's being accused of actually being a spy for it?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, good afternoon, Lana. Thanks for having me. So Tang is accused of working, as you said, as a foreign agent of Chinese intelligence. He's accused of communicating with a Chinese intelligence officer living in mainland China over the last few years, starting in 2018, and working on behalf of Chinese intelligence, taking pictures of and transmitting them to China of pro-democracy groups living in China, dissident groups that he was a part of, and sharing information about them. Prosecutors allege he even worked to get that MSS agent into a group chat that was used by over 100 dissidents to communicate about pro-democracy activity here in the U.S. He's also accused of sending information about campaign finance and campaign staffing and information about a pro-democracy activist living in the U.S. who was running for Congress here in the U.S. at the time. And so this criminal complaint basically lays out a sprawling allegation of a years-long campaign to leak information about pro-democracy groups living in the U.S. and sending them to China. He's also accused of traveling to China at least 3 times to meet with that MSS agent, and at one point having a bug put onto his cell phone that he used to transmit all this information directly to Chinese intelligence.
And Robert, is this a common practice for China to try and target dissidents and use them for intelligence purposes?
Yeah, so the Justice Department has been cracking down a lot on what they are saying is transnational repression cases in which individuals abroad target dissidents living in the U.S. who are speaking out against the government. There's been a few high-profile cases tied to India in the last few months, and over the last many years, the Justice Department has announced charges tied to China. You'll remember 2 years ago, the Justice Department brought a case alleging that they actually established a secret police station in the U.S., accusing them of spying on dissidents in the U.S., and this is just another more recent example.